Hello world, and welcome to Emerging Sounds, the show that focuses on artists and how life challenges motivate them in their artistry. I am your host, Brandon Ward, and on today's show, I will sit down with Miss Trisha Holmes and discuss how she balanced her personal life and music. Don't go away.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Imagine being born and being in the NICU for 3 months as a premature baby, going through an abusive relationship, and giving up a successful engineering career in order to pursue a career in music. Well, you know what? Our next guest has been through it all. So make some noise for Trisha Alicia.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us. Now, Miss Trisha Alicia,
Yes.
is that your stage name?
No,
or
my mom actually named me that. People always ask me that. No, that's my real name. I did not make that up.
I like that.
That would be a good made-up name, though. If I had to make one up, I'd pick that one.
So what motivated you to drop your successful career as an engineer, because I know they get some money, and wanted to pursue music?
I don't think I had any motivation per se. It was more so like God was in it. It was like a God thing because I got my degree in engineering, relocated to Nashville for work after graduation. And I think when you're in Music City, if you have any sort of musical aspirations, you start finding yourself, well, I found myself around people who did music and they're like, oh, just come and do this. And oh, just come and do that. And I feel like God sort of used it as like a lure to say, I want you to do something else. Now my mom was very like, you did what? Oh my gosh. So I had to tell her a little later that, that I had made the transition, but it was not definitely a part of like my plan.
So you didn't tell her straightforward?
No,
Mom,
you had to be strategic about that.
Mom,
With my mom,
stop this and just dive straight in?
No.
You think she would have talked you out of it?
I think she'd have been like, hello, I think I got a bad connection. Hello. You said what, girl? Bye.
So did you talk to anybody about letting you know your plans, that you're going to drop?
My friends.
Okay.
A little bit, though, because even then it sounded crazy. That sounds crazy. It sounds like something that you see in the movies, and then like there's this whole epic life story that happens, and then in the end, it's like, the girl gets the boy and they get 2.5 kids and a dog, right? Like it sounds like something like that. So I kind of talked to them, but it wasn't, again, it wasn't my plan.
So another question I have for you.
Okay.
How has taking that leap of faith, diving straight into the music industry, how has that matured you in the industry?
Man, I'm a learner. I'm a light switch. So I'm either not committed at all, like, are you gonna come? And I'd be like, what time is it? I don't know. Or it's like full on, this is what I talk about, this is what I do, I'm completely engrossed in it. So I think that personality type kind of carried over, and it made me so much of a sponge that wherever I go and whoever I come into contact with, I'm always like trying to learn, and that definitely helped out. I had like books, and I was, everybody graduates a couple times from YouTube University.
Oh yeah,
and I definitely, I pretty much got a master's degree in music from YouTube University a couple of times. So like the first time, you find some bad videos, and so then I had to go and had to audit some courses from YouTube. And then I started finding people who were in Nashville who were professionals, and then obviously working in the studio, and then working with professional songwriters, and you start to learn the craft instead of just like, this is my hobby.
Now, I know being in an abusive relationship is probably was a dark time for you.
Yeah.
So how did you transition from that to be encouraged to actually take that leap of faith into music?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, It was weird because I think whenever we go through extremely hard times, just as people, we start to search for like the bigger meaning. We start to search for the bigger picture, like, why am I here? Why did this happen? You know, and we find ourselves kind of, if we're not careful, we sort of stay there and start to find negativity in everything. Like, oh man, I bet it's because of this. That's why I'm running into this traffic. Like we become a target for it. So in my search to not be that way, I sort of just found more and more peace. And it was like, I like the peace after dealing with so much chaos that I just started to chase that. And I think for me, music and writing was very, it was therapeutic in a sense, but also like shifting and change had become so normal. It was like, I have to radically change my life from this situation over here. So all of that change kind of was like, okay, cool, change is now the new normal. And I'm already kind of doing a lot of writing and soul searching and kind of, I'm not even gonna call it like investigating myself, but that's what it felt like. I was learning myself again.
Just finding yourself.
Yeah, you know, and so all of that was kind of a part of the process.
So in your song, Pieces, what is something that you want the listeners to take from it?
It's two different people. That's what I want them to know first, because one of my friends was listening to it. He's like, oh man, so he was trying to make connections between like the first verse and the second. I was like, no, the first verse is me.
Listen again.
Right, I said I was like, I wasn't talking metaphorically, like this is legitly a different person. And so for me, that's the first thing. It's two different people, but then the second thing is, you know, ultimately, we always want to present like a complete person to whomever. Like we don't want to be seen as like the broken person or the person who needs a whole bunch of assistance. We like to like stand on our own, right? We're like 6-year-olds in that regard. Like I can do it myself. I got my life together. But nobody gets help that way. You know, nobody is inspired from somebody who has it all together. I mean, maybe, but like hearing that somebody failed 5 times and then they went on and accomplished their goal, I'm kind of looking at my little mess up last week like, oh man, that ain't nothing. Like, dang, he got rejected 200 times before he started Starbucks. That dude is, man, I need to keep going. You know, it's like those stories are the ones that inspire us. And that for me is the biggest like hallmark behind Pieces, because it's like, I'm in my pieces. And in these pieces, like God saw something beautiful, but so did people. And they invited me to like live life more fully, but then be myself, be authentically myself, and not hide behind like, oh no, I'm good. Yes, I have a great job, or oh no, I'm cool. Like, yeah, you know, I can do my makeup, or oh no, I'm good. Everything's fine. You know, people like placate like, oh, happy, happy, joy, joy. And it's sometimes life is not that way. And we have to be okay with saying, I'm flying a little bit crooked this week. You know, I'm gonna straighten it out, but you know, I'm a little bit, things, you know, I'm a little rough.
So you would say you learn from yourself. Who would you say motivates you or you're inspired by?
Oh man, I would say easy. My grandmother, she passed away actually earlier this year, but she was absolutely like this tremendous person of faith. I feel like if she felt in her heart that she was supposed to do something, she would never give it up. I have a funny story, it's like really quick. She didn't believe in medicine, like for real medicine. She's like, no, God is gonna heal us. Like we just need to take care of ourselves and we'll be good. So apparently my brother got the chicken pox and my mom caught me right as I was dumping all of his medicine down the toilet. And I'm like, Grandma says God's gonna heal him. So I caught some of that, but just watching her live her life was really inspiring. And I don't think I could be the person that I am today and kind of taking this walk of faith into the unknown, into like, I don't want to call it a second career because I didn't have like a full career in engineering. I'm technically still an engineer. It's not like they stripped me of my car and was like, no, we don't want you no more. But so I don't think that I could be doing it if it wasn't watching her life unfold and just seeing how committed she was to accomplishing things that in some cases, you know, she was born in 1928. Like there are just certain things that she was just not gonna be able to do because of the climate. But she still was committed to, okay, as far as I can get down this path, I'm gonna get down it.
So you worked with Captain Jones.
I did, yeah.
So how has he affected your career?
I think that it made people take me a little bit more seriously as a new artist because prior to working with him, I didn't have any music out. And so when my project manager contacted him, he had a pre-existing relationship with Canton's manager, who's also his wife. But when he contacted him, I was like, this is probably not gonna go that well. Like he has no point of reference for my music, and it's like really a leap of faith because why would he say yes? You know, he's won Grammys, he's won awards, he has a TV show. He doesn't necessarily need to do a song with people like Trisha Alicia. However, the Bible says if you have favor with God, he'll give you favor with men. Amen. And he listened to the track and he loved it. And I think for me, it was like, wow, okay, this is really something that was even bigger than what I thought was gonna happen in that moment. But then the ripple effects were when people saw it, they're like, oh man, I actually really like this song. And they obviously, you know, he did his thing on his part. So it was really cool. I think for people who don't know me, they were like, stamp of approval. You did your thing on this.
Yeah. So in 30 seconds, please tell us, who is Trisha Alicia?
Oh man, 30 seconds. Okay. I am a New Yorker, transplant to Nashville. I like fruit and vegetables. I'm highly creative. I'm intense. I said I was creative. And I love God.
Amen.
And I love music. That's obvious.
Obvious. Well, we appreciate you coming out. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you again.
Absolutely.
Okay.
In the morning, sun straight shining, melanin popping. I thank the Lord for another day and every blessing he keep on dropping. You are the Lord of Lords, and you are my Abba Father. I just want to say that I love you more than anything. I lift my hands. I lift my hands and take it away. Oh God, anything unlike you, move it out. No matter what it is, we wanna be like you. No matter what it is, we wanna be like you. We wanna do what you say. Come on and send it, send it, send the rain. Cleanse me again with your holy rain. So I kept the faith, kept on believing. 'Cause I know Jesus was down when no one else was. I gotta keep on moving even when the times get hard and the road gets rough. I know a man, and his name is Jesus. I know he's a friend, and I know he'll turn things around too. When it's for real, it's forever, no matter what they may say. Tell the devil he'll lie, 'cause he just trying to steal your shine. Tell the devil you down with the Prince of Peace, so yes, he's yours. He's the MVP, his name is G.O.D. All I'm gonna do is just praise you. Praise you. Live your
yeah. I can't forget the promises of change, and the promise to be loose from the simple life and chains. He told me he took water, then he made it into wine. Was the first doctor in history to give sight back to the blind. Didn't major in optometry, but he can clear your vision. He's the one I run to when this old life is phasing me. Won't turn, stop, sway, quit, fold, bend, break. Pause, no, let up, let go. There's fire burning in my soul. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. You'll get the glory, I'm alive. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. You'll get the glory, I'm alive. I can't forget the promises of change, and the promise that my life ain't left up to simple chance. Man, inventor of the slogan, my word is my bond. His word separated earth from sea without a magic wand. Best life fixer upper, yeah, he's a master carpenter, constantly building me without any lumber. Won't retreat, withdraw, backtrack, renege, resign. He said my future is all mine. Hey, hey. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. You get the glory. You get the glory, Lord. You get the glory. Say, hey, I'm gonna let it shine. You get the glory.
Listen, everyone goes through something as we play this game called life. But it's up to you to decide what road to take to overcome the obstacles that you may face. The race is not given to the strong, but to those who endure it. So as you continue to beat the odds, just remember, believe in yourself, even if no one else does. I'm Brandon Ward, and this is Emerging Sounds.